So I've been doing long form writing on Substack, and I don't really know how to promote it because, it's a specific thing that some people don't like or some people really do like, but it's hard to promote because it's written word. So I thought I'd just come on the second channel and read the latest piece that I wrote, which is called The Despair of Call Centers. The bank. What do you mean the computer won't let you do it? Just do it. You're operating the computer, aren't you? Just press the button. I want to call him a stupid old cunt. My manager is next to me. Sorry, sir, that's not how our system works, I say. Well, how does it work then? He replies. I want to ask how I could explain my system to a man so stupid he doesn't understand his own internet banking. My manager is next to me. I can't reset your internet banking password if you won't tell me your home address. Why do you need to know where I live? So I can come over and bash your head in with a rock. So that we can be sure that you are who you say you are, to protect you and our customers from fraud. I want to speak to the manager. I want to kill myself. Of course, sir. I'll put him on right away. Please hold. Don't you put me on hold. My manager has gone to the bathroom. Get over it, dickhead, I whisper into the phone, putting him on hold before he could reply. My manager's manager listened to the recording of that call. I was fired the next day. From the age of 18 to 22, I worked in call centers. It was undeniably the worst time of my life. I was broke, but I knew that I wanted to be a comedian. I knew I had to be a comedian. The only job I was capable of in the meantime was a mindless and robotic job I could do on autopilot. I wanted to clock in, clock out, and never think about it when I left the building. The call center answered this call. Easy to get because everyone quits these terrible jobs, so they're always hiring. And easy to do. If you can tolerate being so bored, you actually consider doing lines with your loser manager on the weekend. The charity. I worked a variety of call center jobs. Sales I enjoyed the most, but was the worst at. For almost a year, I worked a commission-only sales job, which meant that there was no salary. You got paid only if you made a sale. And that was a big if. Some days I made $400, most days I made zero. Looking back, I'm not sure how it was legal. I loved it. I'd get into the office at 10, place my beaten up, half-read copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie next to the phone and start calling electricians and small franchisees who did not want to speak to me at all. I'd enthusiastically explain why they should take out a $2,000 full-page ad in a charity magazine, which now that I'm no longer 18, I realize was an advertisement that would be read by no one. And likely did not help the cause as much as it helped me and the company I often worked without pay for. I wasn't very good at this job, but I really enjoyed it. Perhaps I identified with the unpaid child workers I was raising money for unpaid. The job taught me a lot. I still carry today the persistence and charisma it required of me then. Despite my parents' insistence that I should find a job that paid guaranteed money, I liked the brutal fairness of only making money if I generated money. It was a challenge, a risk, a rush. No wonder people get addicted to sales. In that office, I watched several 55-year-old gruff telephone salesmen make $8,000 a day every single day because they were good at what they did. Sales taught me persistence and, if I'm being honest, which I rarely was in that office, how to lie really well to get what you want, or at least how to embellish the truth. As we know, these skills have served me the most in my pursuit of faking my way onto mainstream media. The son of a hairdresser and a carpenter, this was the first time that I had ever seen men make the average yearly salary in a week. The first time I saw what was possible if you could endure 150 people telling you no just to find one person who would say yes. It was the only call center job that didn't make me want to kill myself. The online supermarket. The next call centre job I worked in was customer service for one of the big two supermarkets. We did customer service for online delivery orders, which at the time only disabled people and senior citizens who were computer savvy ever did. I worked Sundays because there were double pay and no one ever called. It was the easiest money I ever made in my life, and it was so boring it made me want to die. We only got two kinds of calls. The first kind, a sweet old lady would report to us that upon delivery she discovered her half-dozen carton of eggs had smashed. I would apologise and issue a refund. The second kind, a deranged man would call, immediately abuse whoever answered the phone until they hung up, and then he would call back. He would abuse the next person who answered until they hung up, and then call in again. It was the same guy. He would do it every week for hours, sometimes an entire shift, and he would often make the girls cry. He was incredible at being mean over the phone. Within 10 seconds, he could identify just from the sound of their first inhale if someone was overweight. Somehow, from only a name or an accent, he could identify a person's ethnicity or religion and just go to town on them. I don't know if there's a thesaurus for slurs, but if there is, I know who wrote it. He only ever called on Sundays because the hold times were fast. I would sit back and enjoy the looks of stress, anger, fear, or offence that would emerge on my co-workers' faces when they answered a call and heard his voice. Hello, you've called Big Two Supermarket. This is Lewis speaking. How can I help you? Lewis, huh? What kind of name is that? You some kind of French puff? I laughed and said we. He hung up and called back. I can only assume because he was hunting someone without a sense of humour to see if he could make them cry. He often found one. Last I heard, he still calls every Sunday. The cinema. I next worked customer service for a well-known cinema's call centre, which for some reason had a business casual dress code. One day, I got an official warning for showing up to work in a polo shirt and not a button-up. The CEO works in this building and he wears a suit every day. Even he follows the rules. My manager, a 43-year-old woman who almost certainly hated her own children, said to me in the HR office. The CEO makes $3 million a year and has to meet with shareholders. I'm on $18.50 an hour and work over the phone. I could do this job naked from home with a dick in my ass and the customer wouldn't notice, I thought in my head, not knowing that I had accidentally predicted the future of remote work. I don't remember quitting that job. I think one day I just walked out halfway through my shift and never came back. I did that to at least 3 call centre jobs. Utterly liberating. Leaving a job half finished, disappearing into the world and never coming back. One of the best feelings in the world. I have many more stories of my far too long time in call centres, but I think I'll walk out halfway through. Yours, Lewis Spears.